Well, it has been almost 30 years since the Toy Story series came onto the scene, and now we get to learn the origin story of one of the film's iconic characters, Buzz Lightyear. In the new movie, Lightyear, Buzz finds himself marooned on a hostile planet with his Space Ranger crew.
Allow me to explain Operation Surprise Party. It is a variation on Operation Thunder Sphere.
Didn't you get a medal for that one?
2, actually, but, Wait, how do you know about Operation Thunder Spear?
I read all my grandma's Space Ranger books from cover to cover, twice.
Excuse me, Robot Kitty Cat.
Oh, sorry.
Sensors have indicated that the Zerg ship powers the robots on the ground.
So we fly up there, we blow up the ship, and surprise, robots! You're toast. Then we put your crystal in the turnip
And finish the mission. It's a good plan. To infinity.
Are you trying to get me to pull your finger?
Don't fall for it.
No, not like that. It was... sorry, it's a thing your grandma and I used to do.
Yeah.
We were never... She didn't mean to... Anyway, forget it.
Emmy award-winning actress and singer Keke Palmer is the voice of Izzy Hawthorne, the granddaughter of Buzz's commander, who herself dreams of becoming a space ranger. Keke Palmer joins us now with more on Lightyear. Good morning to you. Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. So good to get a chance to talk to you about this because this looks like so much fun for so many reasons. But I have to know, were you like so many people who grew up on the original Toy Story movies?
Yes. I mean, I don't remember a time where I didn't know that Toy Story existed. So I was very excited to get the opportunity to be a part of this prequel or origin story of Buzz. It felt like a dream come true.
I can understand that. And so let's talk about this because in the original Toy Story movie, it's the character of Andy. He gets the Buzz Lightyear toy from his favorite movie, and this is essentially supposed to be that movie, right?
Yes, you're 100% correct. So we all get the opportunity to be Andy and watch the movie that made him fall in love with Buzz Lightyear. And I think the great thing about it as well is that, you know, we get to be introduced to all these other great characters like Alicia, Izzy Hawthorne's grandmother, and Darby and Mo, and all these people that have been a part of Buzz's story that we didn't realize.
Well, and that's what's so interesting about this. I mean, you get to use your voice to create this whole new world, this whole new story, this whole new character. Introduce us to Izzy. Tell us about her and how she kind of fits into the picture here.
Yes, so Izzy Hawthorne is the granddaughter of Alicia Hawthorne, and Alicia was Buzz's Space Ranger partner back when before they got marooned on this planet. And so when they got marooned, they ended up pretty much going on with their lives, everybody except for Buzz. So when he comes back, he ends up meeting Izzy Hawthorne, who's now working for the Junior Zap Patrol, which is a little bit less than being an actual rookie. So she has a lot to learn. But on the course of the journey of trying to complete the mission that Buzz was always trying to complete from the beginning, they teach each other a lot about leadership and how to move forward and leave the past behind.
I love it. I love it. And I mean, this whole Toy Story franchise, and especially the character of Buzz Lightyear, and now I would assume all these new characters we're being introduced to. I mean, Buzz Lightyear is a character that's so beloved. Do you have any thoughts on why that is?
Yeah, I think because when we watch Toy Story again, when you think Disney and Pixar, they are not afraid to bring subject matter to the surface for kids. And I think that's why he's such a beloved character, is that he's courageous, but he also taught us a lot as we grew up about what it means to be a kid and what it means to leave certain ideals behind, but still take that creativity with you.
I'm curious, too, about sort of the process of making this movie, because, I mean, you're not a stranger to doing voiceover work, but, I mean, are there certain challenges or are there certain things that you love in particular about using your voice as opposed to having your face on camera?
Well, you know what? The biggest challenge would be just the fact that all you have is your voice. You can't use your face or your hands or body language to accentuate any emotion that you're feeling. And you have to really take care of your voice. There have been times where my voice is hoarse and I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get through that session? But the fun thing about it is that you do only have to use your voice. So you can come looking any way you want. I don't have to have any of the hair and makeup that I have on right now. I can just go in, relax, and have a good time.
After 2 years of pandemic, I can appreciate that side of it. Absolutely. You know, the story itself really does have some good lessons in it about handling unexpected events in life. And we've all certainly had to do a lot of that over the last couple of years. So with that in mind, or even beyond that, what are some of the things that you are looking forward to people getting out of this movie?
Man, so many messages. Like you said, I mean, moving forward, knowing that the past is the past, being able to pivot and look forward to the future for the new opportunities that are there. I think not letting life pass you by is a big one that jumped out to me being in the industry so young and being so ambitious. I think it's easy to get caught up in what you're trying to achieve and not realize that, hey, there's a life outside of achievement. There's a life outside of a career. I have friends and family and other things that I want to be able to enjoy. I think that was a big one. And then another one that I really loved is that it's okay to make mistakes. That's a big lesson that Buzz has to learn, and Izzy as well. Every character, essentially, that making mistakes actually offers you experience that allows you to do better the next time. So lean into that mistake, learn from it, and don't give yourself such a hard time.
That is great. A fun movie with some good messages, too. Keke Palmer, thank you so much for catching up with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, too. I'll talk to you next time.
Absolutely. And Disney and Pixar's Lightyear is in theaters now.